Chapter 21 of Puss in Boots Jr. in Fairyland. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Puss in Boots Jr. in Fairyland by David Cory. The Magic Gold Ring. Now the lord of the castle was so pleased when Puss gave him the golden apple that was stolen by the silver bird, as I told you in the last story, that he presented Puss Jr. with a snow-white horse. And after that, Puss rode away, down the steep path from the castle until he came to a green meadow. And as his horse was thirsty, he let him drink in the little stream that flowed by. And while he stood there, resting the reins upon his horse's neck, a little fairy dressed all in green suddenly appeared from beneath the buttercup and said to him,
"Did you say to the blue-breasted pigeon that Fairyland was only a dream country?"
"Not exactly," replied Puss. "I asked her if there was really a fairyland."
"Well, now you have seen it for yourself," said the little fairy. "But come with me, for I would show you the fairy glade in yonder wood."
And then she flew up and sat beside Puss, for she had little wings of gauze, you know, and could fly as well as any bird. Well, by and by they came to a lovely spot in the woods where a band of fairies were dancing in a ring, in the center of which was a throne made of all roses. And in the midst of the lovely flowers sat the queen of the fairies, and she was very beautiful. And when she saw Puss Jr., she waved her wand and all her little subjects stopped dancing and stood around him. And do you know, when she waved her wand, that Puss and his snow-white horse grew smaller and smaller until they were no larger than the little fairies themselves. But Puss didn't feel himself grow small, no indeed. He didn't even know he was so little. And he jumped off his horse and bowed very low before the lovely fairy queen. "Ah, my noble Sir Cat," she said, "I see you wear the golden feather." And then Puss related to her how he had got it. And then he told her how much he wished to see all of Fairyland. "I will help you," she said. "You must be aware of ogres and giants, for they are cruel. Here is a little ring. Wear it, and when you are in trouble, turn it 3 times round your finger, and I will send you aid." And then she placed on Puss Jr.'s little toe the ring, and after that he said good-bye and mounted his horse and rode away. Well, by and by he came to a great cave where sat the giant called Red-Eye. And oh dear me, he was a wicked-looking giant. His hands were as big as palm-leaf fans, and his feet as long as rowboats, and his legs as long as a telegraph pole, and his eyes as large as plates, and his mouth as large as a shark's. And in his right hand he held a club full of sharp-pointed nails, and in his left hand he grasped a knife as big as a scythe. Now it's too bad I must stop just at this exciting part, for I know you are almost as frightened as Puss was, but there is no more room in the story for another word. But I'll promise you one thing, and that is I won't let that dreadful giant hurt little Puss Jr. End of Chapter 21. Recording by Valentina Vocelli.